Hey scrappers, welcome to a short and sweet video. Just, indicating to you guys the prices that I got from my scrap run the other day. This is a scrapyard that I use that unfortunately doesn't allow me to do any recording. I don't know why, but it is what it is, so you have to respect their wishes. So the other day I took a few bits of non-ferrous to a scrapyard, aluminium cans, everywhere. They're $5, sorry, 5.2 kgs worth at $1.20. Number 2 copper. Now there was a bit of discrepancy there. As you can see, here in New Zealand we call it twink or whiteout, or in South Africa it's called Tipex. But I had 51 kilograms there, or thereabouts. But the scrapyard unfortunately was just rather picky. They didn't seem to know what they were doing. And I'll come back to it to make that point at the end of the video. So I had 36.8 at $10.50, which is $3.86 and 40 cents. Bright copper, I had 8 kgs at $11 a kilogram, and we get $88. Now brass, I had 21.5 kgs at $7 worth, and it equated to $151.20. Mixed, now that's your circuit boards, your power packs for your laptops, and anything like that sort of thing. 15 kgs at 30 cents, so $4.50. Now the aluminium wire. Now the aluminium wire is taken out of what was the number 2 copper because they didn't know it was copper, even though I had told them. So we had 14.2 kilograms at $2, which is $28.40. So all up, we had a nice payday of $664.74. Which would have been a little bit more, but unfortunately the scrapyard, as I said earlier, didn't realize or didn't want to accept the fact that copper will be copper all day every day. I tried to prove it to them, but they unfortunately, they're in their business all the time, so you can't argue with them because they know it all. But evidence is evidence. I can't change the content of copper after the manufacturer has bought it and used it and wound it into their motors. Only the manufacturer can do that before that happens. So as you see here, what I take apart of the smart motors all day every day is copper. You can see that there, plain as day, it's copper. All day every day, I can't change that. This also weighs 3 times more than this aluminium equivalent. As you can see there, aluminium, silver, nice piece, straight indication, aluminium. This only weighs 385 or 354 grams, sorry, whereas this weighs 1068. And to prove that to you, so here we are guys with my scales. So as I said, around about 354 grams for this aluminium, and just that you can see my point, it comes with exactly the same smart motor stator. See, it even says AL there for aluminium. Some of them will do, not all of them. And that was the copper one there. So that number there, the 3.59, is what it weighed with the copper one. And then there was 2.87 there, which was with the aluminium on it. And then, so here we go, the aluminium. Not sure if you can see that because of the light in here. But 349. Okay, so 349. Now this is copper. Let me take that off because it won't all fit. Zero that back. See, all day, every day, guys, that copper will weigh that weight all day, every day, because it is copper. So this is the refutation I'm going to take back to the scrapyard when I take my next bout of number 2 copper in. Again, you can even see that sitting in the sunlight there. It's copper. It's a nice, orange, pinkish tinge, not the lacquer that's on there or the varnish, the stuff that it's actually made from. Nice reddish, brownish color. And hopefully I'll keep this separately, of course. I've even got another stator that's wound on, so this is all wound onto one of those stators, just to prove my point. I'll take my scales and I'll try to prove to them that it's copper all day, every day. I'll even make them a quite hefty bet, a monetary bet, that it's copper all day, every day. I can't change that. Only the manufacturers can. But anyway guys, So that was my little rant. You know, a little bit disappointed with the scrapyard that I use. As I said, it's not the one I take my whiteware to, it's a different one within Hamilton. But unfortunately, they decided to be a little bit picky and, you know, try to argue and stuff like that. And because I'm not a guy that likes to offend someone, especially, you know that old saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. But at the same time, you know, we've got to be meticulous about this. I've got to go back and say to them, look, I can't change what manufacturers use. This is copper, here's the proof. I've cut it, I've burnt it, I've filed it, aluminium versus the copper here, and, you know, see what they say. So I'll keep all of this separate, and the status as well, and we'll go back in a couple of months when I've got a bit more copper to do or sell, and we'll see what they say, see what their attitude is. But I even asked the guy at the scrapyard, I said, so what happens in the future when I bring this in and it's still copper? You know, and that's when they proceeded to argue with me and say, hey, well, this is aluminium, it's not copper. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing here, guys, to show to them, hey, look, I don't want trouble, I'm an honest person, you guys have made a mistake, what are we going to do moving forward? Are you guys going to accept and concede that what I show you here is truth and we can move forward and I can sell you the copper, or do I need to go elsewhere? Unfortunately, they are the best price in town. That's the reason why I go there. However, the other place I do use for my whiteware is $8 a kilogram, but there'd be less headache, less, you know, stress involved in trying to convince them that what I'm taking here is actually copper. So I hope that was interesting for you. I didn't mean to rant, but it is what it is. I just feel really hard done by. You know, 6 months to almost 6 months, I'm pretty sure, to equate that amount of copper, 51 grams, and for them to cut it out like that is just, you know, real disheartening. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted in the next little while, or depending on how long it takes Jane and myself to acquire that amount of copper again. But with this type of copper, it won't take very long. So in the future, guys, I'll be taking apart some of the stuff that you see here. Hopefully in the next little bit they'll be taking apart this. Well, I'm not too sure what that is, but yeah, we'll all get into it. We'll make a start, and, you know, we'll take apart this photocopier here as well. Get that out of the way. And in the future, I'll be doing a little bit of melting. I bought myself a little, you know, bench mounted furnace. I've run it up a couple of times just to, as you can see, just, you know, break it in, so to speak. You know, the wife put the hard word on me. I'm not allowed to do any melting in the garage here because of the fumes, so I have to do it outside. And I didn't have the appropriate safety gear. Didn't have, you know, long welding gloves, because the heat from that is quite intense. But in the future there will be some melting videos as well. So let's see what happens, guys. Hope that was a bit of fun for you all. Thank you for listening to my rant. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.